I would like to ask Auntie Nancy if she would, when she stops eating, that is, of course, she's very busy at the moment. Sorry, Auntie Nancy, to upset your food, but briefly to tell us something about what it's like to be one of the stolen generation. We can all learn something from this. And that's great. I committed the cardinal sin. I interfered with the lady's food. My humble apologies. Thank you.
Oh, well, just hearing everything, it always brings back memories to me because I was in the orphanage of Bombadera since I was a baby. And so, you know, hearing everything, and this is why I get strong about our people, because I've seen them, and I've seen them really bad in situations of Australia. And they had no rights, not even in the towns around Australia. And so I couldn't believe what was happening. Anyway, I'll start from me, and yeah, from there, when I was 12, I went to Cootamundra Girls' Home in the Riverina area. The boys went to Kinchela in Kempsey. And so I went to school and everything, but you know, discrimination, white Australians were really bad, and they really dished it out. And so this is what I've got to say, because none of you know, and I've been through it all. I was a shy and quiet person, but the girls, when we were going to school, they were the ones that had the mouth, and this kid used to throw stones at the girls. They'd pick up a stone and throw it back. You know, so I didn't know what discrimination was about until I got older. And so when you're 15, you go back up to the home, you learn the domestic work and no life. And so we were taught to clean and everything. We were ready now for a farmer to ring up for a girl to do domestic work out on farms. We'd go to bed after 9 o'clock, that was our finishing time, but we got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you segregated from the family, and so what's new there was all around Australia anyway, segregation. So what happened then was, as you turned 18, you either, because we had about 3 or 4 farms to go to before we turned 18, and so they asked me, did I want to leave? I said yes, because I wanted to go and see my sisters, because we were all together and we were sisters. And so I came to Sydney and I met them. I don't know what happened there, but I met them down at the Rotters, which is the pub at Woolloomooloo, because that's the only place they all went to. So it was lovely to see them all and that sort of thing. And I had aunties and uncles that lived in Rosedale from where I come up from the far northern New South Wales. But in the meantime, I was too shy and timid. And I wouldn't look at anyone, I wouldn't talk to anyone, not even children. And you know, you got it in black and white on your papers. She was dirty, she wouldn't talk to the children. How the hell would you know? Oh, pardon me.
It's all right.
And anyway, you know, it's hard to sort of realise it's taking my mind away because I'm in church here. And so, you know, it was really hard and it was terrible, and we had no life at all. And the Aboriginal Welfare Board, which was in Bridge Street in Sydney, we had to always go and tell them where we are and what we're doing and that. You know, it was horrific, you know. So I'm glad I've lived this time, you know, and God bless me, I know I'm going to live longer. But the thing is, you know, it's good to know that I can talk about all this, because there's a lot of us can't talk, or a lot of our sisters and brothers are passed on. But somehow I've been very strong for my people. But I was too shy and that, and I got those reports. The Aboriginal Welfare Board put me on this train to go to Kyogle, and had to get on the train. I sat in that seat all day and night. I didn't know how to communicate with anyone, but I just sat on my own, and when it stopped at Kyogle, I looked out the window and I could see dark people, Aboriginal people, and my own people, and I didn't know what Aboriginal people are, so, you know, a lot of damage has been done in this country with the children, the stolen generations. And so when I came out, they hugged me and everything, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to communicate, so I had to go 40 mile inland up to Wollongong. I stayed there, and I stayed there with them, with my people, but I didn't know what family was about, who they were. I didn't even understand aunties or uncles. So I stayed in one of my uncle's place, and he was a pastor, and he was a lovely man, but it was a thing that later on, as I got older, they judge you too. Not only, but they judge you and your own people, and I couldn't understand that because, the way I talked and dressed, they said, she thinks she's white, she dresses white, she talks white. Who does she think she is? So I did poetry, and I put it in poetry in motion. I called it Nobody's Child because I'm an only child. But anyway, after all that, it took a while, and it's sad. It's a sad life, but I always tell the truth. I never hide anything, and it's good to be honest because it helps you within your life.